Hello, fellow humans. I'm hereby announcing that DMT can and should save the planet and humanity. Getting the word out there is very hard because it's a class 1 illegal drug and it shouldn't be. In saying that, it's very scary when you want to take the most powerful drug on the planet. And I understand that. And I've jumped out of airplanes, raced superbikes, barefoot water skiing, all sorts of crazy adrenaline shit. And I still get scared with DMT. But I've never once had a bad experience. It's only been awesome and mind-blowingly up there with the best things, like I previously mentioned in my adrenaline experience. But it's also transcendental, ego dissolving, communicating and joining with God and nature, and knowing where you sit in the universe. And the fact that no one's ever died from it. It's not addictive. It's intelligent. It tells you, it tells me to do it no more than once a week. So I have one a week, and it's like my Sunday church visit. It's made in nature and in your body, so anyone can make it. Just get some bark from an acacia tree and get the crystals out of it, and then there you go, all 100% natural. But it will save the planet and humanity. You just need to get the word out there. So, I'm not the most experienced psychonaut. I've done MDMA, marijuana, cocaine, magic mushrooms once with my son on his 21st birthday. And my son introduced me to DMT. He was working with me in the tunnels in Sydney, and he bought this bark, and I'm like, what are you doing with that bark? I'm making DMT. So, don't do that, man. That's bad shit. I Googled it. How can you be taking the most powerful psychedelic on the planet? But when I researched it, I realised that if no one's ever died from it, you can't overdose on it. It's not physically addictive. And it takes you on roller coaster rides like you've never seen at lower levels. And at higher levels, it makes you feel like one with the nature and the universe. Well, it can't be that bad. So since then, I've become a bit of a psychonaut and done it extensively. Smoking it in a marijuana joint is not very good, which I did with someone because I hate marijuana. It makes me paranoid. It was good for the first few minutes, but then the next 7 hours I was fucked up because of the marijuana. So don't do that if you don't like marijuana. But I'm here to introduce people to how to do DMT, because DMT shouldn't be illegal. It's not a drug. It's a natural occurring substance in nature, and it's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. It's going to save the planet and humanity if enough people get it in them. So on the internet, I see people trying to get attention by, I did DMT as a Christian. I did DMT and it was hell. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so even Terence McKenna talks about bad trips and that. But if you want to try DMT, which I recommend every person on the planet should, caveat, if you're under 18, under 21, schizophrenic, the research is need to get out there. The scientists need to investigate whether that's safe or not. It could be very, very good for evolving minds and evolution, or it could be very, very bad. So if you're an adult human being and you want to try DMT and you're scared, don't be scared. Nothing to be scared of. This is how you do it safely. Okay? How not to do it. Do not take ayahuasca in a foreign country because that's where it's legal under a shaman, because whatever dose you get given, you swallow it and you're in for the ride. Much like magic mushrooms. You take it, you're in for the ride. And if you're terrified and you have a bad trip, too bad. You're in there. And for 5 hours, which is no good. Like I said, I did magic mushrooms once for my son on his 21st birthday. And it was a very ideal setting on a lakefront, just him and me. And I could see how it would be overwhelming for people in the wrong environment. And it was very similar to DMT in the lower doses. It didn't take me anywhere near the intergalactic experiences and communications. But you had to ride out for 5 hours. DMT, if you inject it, if you're into the needles and you've got a dosage and you go bang, you're in for the ride. And if you're terrified, you're terrified. And if you love it, you love it. But if you don't, you don't. But it's not a very wise way to try it for your first time, I wouldn't imagine. I would never do it. But when you smoke DMT and inhale it into your lungs, there's no delayed onset. It's in real time. So, obviously on YouTube, you can't show DMT, so I'm not going to show you, but this torch, pretend this is my DMT pipe. I'll show you what you do. You get it and you mix up. You can do 1 part DMT to 1 part healthy juice. No nicotine or none of that dangerous stuff, but just a healthy, the most healthiest juice you can get. Like 70% vegetable and 30% whatever the PEG is or whatever. Mix it up. You can do 1-to-1, which is really good for quick. 2-to-1, 3-to-1. So if you're beginning, maybe try 3-to-1. So 3 mils of the juice and 1 gram of DMT. Have a few friends around you, comfortable environment, or do it with just one person, one trusted friend. You have to be in a comfortable environment. You don't want to be anywhere with any stress. Right? It's only short living. It's not like 5 hours of mushrooms or whatever. It'll be over and done within 5 minutes. You'll be back to totally normal again. 10 minutes maximum if you're right out there and paranoid. But you're not going to get there. You're not going to get to that paranoia, because what happens when it's in live time, you have it there, you have good music, the right temperature. If you don't have the right temperature, after your first toke, you'll feel hot or you'll feel cold and it won't feel right. And DMT will tell you, hang on, adjust surroundings. If you don't like the music, you'll go and change the music. And then you need to start from scratch again, because it's in live time. And if you try your first one, hold your breath as long as you can. The longer you hold your breath, keep your eyes shut. The longer you hold your breath, the more the visualizations are going to come into play. They're going to get more intense. And it's not, you don't want to waste it either. So, maximum bang for buck, hold your breath. Should be free, by the way, bang for buck. Breathe in a bit. If you get more, and your hallucinations will start getting more and more intense. And to maximize it, you can do little, so you don't drown. You can do little, breathe in and out 10%. Your lungs are still full with DMT, still absorbing, and you're still going further, but you're not suffocating through lack of air. And then this is only if you want to maximize it. If you're rich and you don't care, just suck it in and blow it out again and go again. But if you're poor and you want to have an experience, this is a good advice to maximize it. And even still now, I've got 90% of the oxygen in my lungs. And I'm shallow breathing. And then you just go to a place and you're like, wow, what awesome art, what awesome 3D caverns I'm in. This is amazing. Blow out. Okay? After you first hit, more than likely, you'll be distracted by something. And you'll want to change it. Like I said, temperature, music, comfort. And that's okay. But then if you let it go for more than 60 seconds or 2 minutes, you have to start from scratch again. But as long as you know that, that's okay. You're easing into this. It's easing into an experience. But if you don't want to reset your surroundings, because DMT will make you very in touch with your surroundings, and it will. Even after the first one, you might go, oh, my underarms stink. You never noticed it. But after having DMT, it heightens your senses and you will notice it. You may even want to go have a shower and think, I'm going to try this later when I don't stink so much. Whatever. But then, so either you enjoy the first one or you need to adjust your surroundings and then start again, which is fine. You can do that as many times. There's no hurry to get there. It's always going to be there again. So then just say, pretending that I am on my first into my second. I think what I do is I always like to oxygenate my body and my mind, and I go, take 3 deep breaths, and then for some reason I nod to the DMT experience because I'm already communicating after the first one. And I'm asking them for permission, and they go, yes, Paul, go again, and I go. I went gradual. It's only a torch. Don't worry, YouTube. And then you'll start going more into different, incredibly beautiful hallucinations. And as you can see, I can talk. I'm still holding my lungs full, but I can still breathe at 10%. And then I can still keep going in and in and in. And if you can hold your breath as long as possible, you will go really into some major league. Awesome visuals, caverns, 3D, more beautiful than any art. Mona Lisa doesn't compare. And keep holding it and holding it. When you find that out, if you don't like where you are, if it's not good, don't take another one. And if it wasn't good after the first or the second, whenever it starts feeling bad, simply blow out. And within 60 seconds, you will start coming down again. And you can't have a bad trip. So it's 3-to-1 mixture, 2-to-1 mixture, 1-to-1 mixture. If you're confident in it, you want to get there quicker. Learn, experience, slowly, small steps. I've never had a bad experience, so I don't know what that means. But when I hear about it on YouTube and that, I don't know whether they're full of shit or whether that's their psyche or whether it's mixed with something or it's not quality DMT. But I can't imagine how it couldn't be positive for every single person. So maybe that's just how I'm wired. And I've had yellow, I've had white crystals, I've had different types, different plants, different acacia trees. So it's not like the quality is any different. It's just, it all seems to be similar experiences. And you control it with your breath. First eye, you like it, hold your breath. If you don't, blow it out and do not take another one. No, this is not for me. And end the experience, all gone. So, like I said, you can't overdose. It's not addictive. No one's ever died from it. There's talk about people jumping off balconies and shit. Car accidents. That's bullshit. You can't do this while you're driving a car. And if you do, you're a fucking idiot. And then literally 5 minutes later, you can hop in your car and drive and you're totally normal again. So, and you're not going to jump off the balcony because you're not going to be sitting on the balcony when you do it. You're going to be sitting in a lounge room with the door closed, you know, that scaremongering out there. And why they made it illegal for fucking 50 years, the United Nations in 1961 banned research on psychedelics, or DMT, the best psychedelic of all. And then you simply, this is a torch. If after the second one, you're fucking loving this second thing, then you can go a third, and you go a fourth, and a fifth, and a sixth. And I've done 10 in a row. And I've just totally had DMT merge with my mind like a Vulcan mind meld. And I've become the DMT molecule, and I've got its intelligence in my intelligence. And I've put my arms out, standing up. You can still stand up, you can still walk around, you can still go to the toilet. If all this is happening, it's amazing, or at least I can. I don't know if that's everyone's situation. And I've put my hand and I've gone, and I've become so excited that I can feel my hands joining to the plants and the earth. And we're joining through the DMT molecule because I am telepathically connected to it. And I've been so excited. I'm looking for my camera. Oh, where's my camera? And in the middle of the most massive DMT trip where I actually knew that I thought you're connecting with nature, I had to record that in case I was the first human being to ever connect with nature through DMT. And I'm trying to use my thumbprint, trying to get my phone on, trying to get my camera. And I've just gone, fuck it, this will happen again. Just enjoy the experience. I put it down because it was too hard. And I've just gone, whoa. And it's just like, when you actually can feel yourself joining to nature and the plants, the planet, and humanity and the universe, it's fucking mind-boggling. And then you go again. Do the whole thing. I won't show you again, but yeah. And then you're popping into this cartoon universe, and there's all these cartoons there, and they're just going, this is ridiculous, this is ridiculous, this is ridiculous. And they're all just, and they're so clear and vivid, and it's just fucking, seriously, can't overdose. Not addictive. Miracle molecule. It dissolves the ego. I'm watching the MotoGP, my passion, and I'm like, oh, the awesome little cartoon bike. I'm like, who gives a fuck, mate? It's like you're saying they're competing against each other. That's fucking not interesting to me. It's like the ego dissolving component of it just says that. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to put this away. I'm not going to touch that until after the MotoGP because I want to watch the MotoGP and enjoy it. And this definitely doesn't enhance it because this says that these ridiculous little beautiful cartoons going around in circles means nothing because that's ego. And that gets dissolved. And that's why it can save the earth and humanity because if it dissolves the egos of Putin and Trump and people like that, then if they take it and that dissolves the egos, then how good is that going to be? Xi Jinping's on the peace pipe. Get the whole leaders of the world in there. Research needs to be done. Don't take my word for it, but I know without a doubt because I've been connected and I haven't communicated with God because I don't believe in God. But I know that I have become one with nature and the universe, and DMT, the magical miracle molecule that I believe is driving evolution. And if we all take it, we will all evolve empathetically, and wars will end, religions will end. There'll be one race, the human race, and that will save us. That's a radical step we need. And I know that. I don't just think that. It's not like a hypothesis. I've actually seen it. I've come down so confident that I've actually gone to my son's caravan at 2:30 in the morning and said, mate, you're right. You said you were Jesus and I made fun of you thinking you're Jesus. You're going to save the earth and humanity. And now I've just fucking seen it. And I've seen it and you're right, mate. You have told me that you are going to not work and devote your life to saving the planet and humanity. And I made fun of you, but now I actually know. I've seen it too, mate. You are Jesus. You are going to save the planet and humanity. We need to have a press release within 24 to 48 hours to announce to the world that the planet and humanity is saved. We're going to stop all wars and there's going to be one world with no wars, and all the money on the military budget around the world will be spent feeding the planet, and the astronauts in space are going to have this picture of the planet, beautiful blue planet with the clouds, and it will be one world ruled by DMT, evolving us together out of this downward spiral, back to nature, no greed, no corruption, no race, no war, no religion. The DMT religion. Episode 1 of my podcast. Over and out.